Well, speaking of Kia, you jumped over one in the dunk contest,
That's
but
sick.
I would say the dunk contest kind of sucks as of late. What can we do to make the dunk contest great again?
I think you make. I've always said this. Like you make it more of like layup line style dunk contest where it's not like this big, huge production. Get 8 guys, don't get 4, and let guys kind of stand around on the court or figure it out where they like. Dude, the dunk contest. We're sitting there. We get to go back in this auxiliary gym to like warm up. And then they're like, okay, intros are in 30. So we walk back over. We're standing around intros. You come out, you sit down, then you watch the other guys go. You're just like sitting down and getting up, and there's like 10 to 15 minutes in between. So it's like you're not getting the best product by doing that because guys aren't like loose and getting into it. So let guys just go one after another and keep it like figure out a way to like move it faster. And then guys will be able to kind of like be more warm and try different stuff. There's just like so much pressure to make it on the first try that it kind of like it takes away. So I know they're trying to do a production and make it a thing, but like put the best product out there and figure out a way to capture it. I think is the way you make it better.
Yeah, it used to be so sick. I
It
mean,
used to
all
be
the big name
names.
guys. Yeah.
Why do I get like that you could change the format, but why do the guys like why LeBron? And they've been begging for him for ages. Why did he never do it? Like John Morant, like these guys just say no now.
Yeah, I don't. To be honest, I don't know. After I did it once, I was just kind of like, especially when you're in the All Star game, like All Star break is like the one break you get, and I get it. Like the guys back in the day did it. They played every game. It's just a different time now where those guys really want like Saturday night off. And then we'll play the next morning for the All Star game. I think that's maybe the only. I think that's probably like a bad answer. Like no one's gonna want to hear that, but I think that's it. I don't know.
So today's NBA is soft. That's what Blake Griffin said.
Yeah, we'll run with that.
Yeah,
That'll
now
be-
that I'm retired, I can just start calling guys soft. I can just
Yes.
like, I
Yes.
did the dunk contest. Why don't these guys do it?
Yeah, you could say I'd average 40 in this day's NBA. That's the new thing. Everybody would average 35 from
These
20
guys
years
now
ago.
couldn't play back when I played. It's like, Blake, you just retired. Yeah, well, whatever. Times change.
Being the best player in college basketball, number 1 overall draft pick, is there anything more fun when basically you step on every court and like there's no one here that can even come close to fucking with me and I'm about to dunk on everyone's head? I mean, you had some aggressive dunks in college.
I will say, like my between my freshman and sophomore year, I went to and trained with this guy for like 2.5 months. I had no money in college, so it was literally we trained 6 da's a week, morning, night, 2 a day. It was really 3 a day some days, and like I will say, like that set me up for my sophomore year. And my sophomore year coming back, like I got back to campus and we were still doing scrimmages, like team just pickup, and I was like, oh, like I really saw like the power of like hard work. And like that kind of set me up for the rest of my career because I kind of always knew like if I like put the work in, like just it uses your mind just in general. Like if you feel prepared going into like a season or like a situation, a game, whatever it is, then it like puts your mind at ease. And then you just let your training like take over. But yeah, it was like that sophomore year was like kind of like a dream sequence. I felt like every game you go into is just like try to do something better, try to do something new, and we had a good run, but we ran into North Carolina, who was loaded that year.
Well, that kid from Colorado busted his ass all off season, and you just put your nuts on his face. I mean, how do you prepare for that?
Yeah, dude, that's assault, brother.
I mean, he's a video, or I don't know what his title is now. I think he's with the Knicks still now. He was a video coordinator with Detroit when I was with Detroit. And
wow.
Yeah, he like came up to me. He's like, dude, I played at Colorado. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then he was like, yeah, I was the one that was like running back. But he's a great dude. He's a great dude.
That
poor
one
guy.
I know, that poor dude. That's all he's going to ever be known for. But, oh, yeah, I know you. I got a poster of you. You look back in your whole career, college or NBA, is there one dunk that stands out to you where you just postered somebody and you're like, that's the one. That's my favorite one.
I think one of my favorites was like I had a dunk on Kendrick Perkins, and Kendrick Perkins was just kind of like this mean, like, defensive stopper kind of. But he was just like, he was just like he's a nice guy, but he was like on the court, he was such a dick, that's what you want, like, especially as a teammate. So playing against him and dunking on him was great. But I will say, like, I had this game against the Knicks my rookie year, and I had like 2 or 3 dunks that like kind of like stood out. And like that was the moment that I looked back and like life just went like just to the moon from there. You know, like it just felt like it never slowed down. It felt like that game kind of put me like on the map a little bit, I guess nationally, or you know, in the NBA world.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot. I was looking up pictures last night because I was like, "Who's the guy that he absolutely just destroyed?" And it was the Colorado kid. I was like, "You got to
be more specific,
Yeah,
dog. There's a lot of nuts on forehead.